Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a big welcome to the great state of North Carolina, the President of Human Rights Campaign, Chad Griffin.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Representative Brandon, and thank you for your leadership, your longtime leadership, on behalf of equality and other issues in this state.
Thank
you. Representative Brandon made reference to that moment that probably none of us standing here will ever forget. On that day, nearly 2 weeks ago, when two symbols of discrimination in this country were struck down by the Supreme Court. Today, Proposition 8 and the Defense of Marriage Act have been relegated to the dustbin of history. And on that day, we all celebrated. We celebrated from New York to California and everywhere in between. But that very next day, we rolled up our sleeves to get to work for the 37 states that still don't have marriage equality, or in many ways, the most basic of protections under the law. And so that very next day, I traveled to Utah, and I left my home state of Arkansas this morning and arrived here today to highlight all of the work that we still have before us. And there is nothing more basic, more fundamental, or even, quite frankly, more conservative than guaranteeing each and every American an equal opportunity to prove themselves by working hard. But today, in more than half the states in this country, including right here in the state of North Carolina, lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people don't get that same guarantee of a fair shot. That's because in each of these places, there is no law protecting employees from being fired simply because of who they are, how they were born, or in a religious context, how God made them. If you told that to the average North Carolinian, they wouldn't believe you. Polls consistently show that 3/4 of voters believe that laws protecting all workers from discrimination are already on the books. But the shocking truth is that for many, many millions, these basic protections, these laws don't exist. And every day that goes by, the lack of basic workplace protections has real-life human consequences for LGBT people and families across this state and around the country. These consequences could become even more severe after last month's historic Supreme Court rulings. With Proposition 8 struck down, and especially with DOMA wiped away, legally married gay and lesbian couples are facing increasingly painful choices on the job. I'll give you an example. A female employee at a potentially hostile employer whose wife's health is deteriorating now has to choose between outing herself as a lesbian simply by requesting to be by her partner's side under the Family and Medical Leave Act and potentially losing her job, or staying in the closet at work as her wife's health goes from bad to worse. That's inhumane. It's un-American. And today, action to prevent workplace discrimination is a national imperative like never before. And it's time to act. 71% of North Carolinians and 58% of North Carolina Republicans say the time is now to guarantee every hardworking person the simple freedom to do their job. Our friends at Equality North Carolina found that 67% of North Carolina entrepreneurs and small businesses believe the exact same thing. Tomorrow, the United States Senate's Help Committee will take action on a piece of legislation known as the Employment Non-Discrimination Act, which, if passed, would ensure these basic workplace protections to LGBT people living in all 50 states. Both of North Carolina's United States senators sit on that Help Committee, and tomorrow they'll have a choice to make and a chance to do the right thing by their constituents. And today I'm here in Charlotte to make one thing clear. There is no good reason for any senator, Democrat or Republican, to oppose this bill. It's the one thing that Democrats and Republicans across this state and across this country actually agree on. Because ENDA is not only the right thing to do morally, it's the right thing to do economically. And every day, more and more leading American companies and business leaders are standing up to say exactly that. Today, I'm proud to announce that Hilton Worldwide is the 100th major American business to join HRC's Business Coalition for Workplace Fairness, a group of businesses firmly committed to seeing this important legislation passed. And I want to thank them, as well as North Carolina businesses Mitchell Gold and Bob Williams, and Self-Help Credit Union for choosing this decisive moment to stand up for fairness right here in North Carolina and across this country. I also want to thank Replacements Limited, a longtime member of this coalition, as well as Time Warner, a company that has been a real leader when it comes to corporate equality, for all being here, standing with us, unified today. These companies recognize that in order to compete for the best, most highly skilled employees, you've got to show a commitment to treating those employees fairly and with dignity. There's nothing partisan about that. They realize that this is more than just an issue of justice. It's an issue of competitiveness. It's a question about whether we as a nation are going to look forward or if we're going to move backwards, and whether we are going to seize the opportunities of a dynamic economy that includes everyone, or whether we're comfortable losing this country's economic edge by clinging to apathy or worse, discrimination. When it comes to protecting all employees from discrimination, this country, and especially this state's senators, have a very simple choice to make. It's a choice between right and wrong that cannot be delayed any longer. It's time to choose justice. It's time to choose competitiveness. It's time to choose a forward-looking commitment to a future of fairness for all citizens in this state and around this country. It's time to pass ENDA once and for all, and to finally bring true workplace fairness to all 50 states in this country. Yes, right here in the state of North Carolina, too. Thank you very much for being here today.